Hey guys, what is up? This is Mr. A. Crizzy here, and in tonight's movie review, I'm going to be doing a movie review on this new movie which came out last week, and I finally got my chance to see it in theaters, and me and my dad just got back from seeing it at Cinemark, and this review is on the new movie, and the new George Miller movie in the Mad Max franchise, Furiosa. These are our tickets to the movie, Furiosa. And I also got a little mini poster here for the movie, Furiosa. Yep. Very awesome. So, in this movie, Furiosa is the new installment in the Mad Max franchise by George Miller. And so, in this movie, snatched from the green place of many mothers, young Furiosa falls into the hands of a great biker horde led by the warlord the Demon Fist, like whatever you want to say his name, and sweeping through the wasteland, they come across some Sedanto, whatever you want to pronounce that. They basically come across some sort of deserted place and pressured over by the Immortan Joe. As the two tyrants fight for dominance, as the two tyrants fight for whatever that is. If you've seen the movie, you know what I'm talking about. Furiosa soon finds herself in a nonstop battle to make her way home. And of course, this movie is also set 15 to 20 years before the events of Fury Road, and it's basically played out as a spin-off and a prequel to Fury Road. Now, before I get into my actual thoughts on the movie, I just want to let you all know that when I first heard about this movie, it had me very interested in checking out this movie because Anya Taylor-Joy and Chris Hemsworth were both in the film. And even before this movie came out, I actually watched all the Mad Max films streaming on HBO Max. Yeah, I actually watched all the Mad Max films, including the original trilogy with Mel Gibson and Fury Road. The first two Mad Max films I thought were awesome. The third one with Tina Turner I thought was great. And Fury Road, Mad Max Fury Road with Charlize Theron and Tom Hardy, I would consider that to be the best Mad Max film out of all of them. And as for this movie, I thought Furiosa was actually another awesome installment in the Mad Max franchise. Yeah, and I absolutely loved Furiosa. This movie was awesome. It was super cool and intense when it comes to the action sequences on screen. And my dad was also very fascinated by this film too, especially the action sequences with the cars and all those trucks and in the style of monster trucks a little bit. And all these motorcycles and bikes everywhere in the desert and all that. Yeah. But yeah, so I couldn't see this movie last week because I certainly couldn't do two movies back to back last week when I saw the Garfield movie with my friend Gian last week on Memorial Day weekend. But I finally got my chance to see this movie in theaters, and for the most part, it was actually a great experience in Screen X. And yes, I actually did see this movie in Screen X, and the experience on Screen X looked very cool, of course. I think the Screen X experience was really cool. And the action sequences, like I said, are awesome and super cool and intense. Maybe not as intense as the A24 film, Civil War, because of how loud it is. But the soundtrack, the music score, was also awesome too. And even the story itself is also well paced too, because I kind of didn't have any problems with the runtime. And I thought the story itself was also well paced and well written too. And each scene is also divided into chapters when I was watching the movie. And the acting performances were really good too, because I thought Chris Hemsworth as the villain really knocked it out of the park. Chris Hemsworth did great in this film. Honestly, I kind of would like to see more of Chris Hemsworth playing villains in the future. Because besides playing Thor in the MCU, I would love to see Chris Hemsworth playing more villains in the future. As for Anya Taylor-Joy, I thought was awesome in this film because I think ever since I first heard about her when she was on The Queen's Gambit on Netflix, I always thought Anya Taylor-Joy was a pretty actress, and of course I also liked her in The Northman, and I also loved her in The Menu, and of course the voice of Princess Peach in the Super Mario Brothers movie with Chris Pratt, and Yeah. And yeah, Furiosa, and I gotta say, this movie Furiosa is considered to be one of my new favorite movies of the year, because I actually really enjoyed a lot out of this movie, and of course all the Mad Max films are also based in Australia too, because you can tell by because Chris Hemsworth is like an Australian actor, and of course most of the Mad Max characters do speak Australian because that's the point of the Mad Max films, since they're based in Australia. And when I was watching the closing credits, there was actually like the Screen Australia logo that also did Talk to Me, and of course Bluey. And speaking of that, I actually wore one of my Bluey shirts to the movie. Not really suitable and not really fitting enough, but I guess since both the Mad Max franchise and Bluey are based in Australia, I guess that kind of does make sense a little bit, since they're both based in Australia. Like, yeah, I wore my Here Comes the Grannies like Bluey shirt. Not bad. And yeah, and as for Furiosa, I know this movie hasn't really been doing well at the box office lately, because I think since last week, this movie hasn't really been doing well at the box office, despite getting really awesome reviews. Maybe it's probably because moviegoers wanted to enjoy their Memorial Day weekend, and they just wanted to go play outside and do fun stuff besides going to the movies on Memorial Day. Even though most kids out there went and saw the Garfield movie, which I didn't really mind the Garfield movie. But I gotta say, Furiosa, like it was still an awesome movie, and I'm glad I got my chance to see it. And I also recommend checking out this movie if you haven't seen it yet, because maybe it might still do better like sometime this weekend. It might still do better at the box office this weekend. I mean, who knows? But like I said, I'm glad that I got my chance to see it. So, there you have it. All right, guys. So that's gonna be it for my movie review on Furiosa, and that's gonna be. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I almost forgot to give my rating. So overall, Furiosa was an awesome movie, and I'm gonna give Furiosa 4.5 out of 5 stars. Awesome movie. I highly recommend it. Alright, there you have it, guys. That's going to be it for my movie review on Furiosa. And once again, that's going to be it for this video. So make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you haven't yet. And as always, thanks for watching. And until next time, this is Mr. A. Crizzy saying goodbye, everybody, and that's about it.